This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Steve Calabro is kind enough to join us here, the casino manager at Hialeah Park. And Hialeah Park is open again. We're open till what, 9:30 tonight now?
9:30 tonight. We open it in the morning at 9 a.m.
Curfew.
We close at 9:30 due to the respect of the Dade County curfew. Mm-hmm. We're hoping that curfew
gets lifted
soon. I have this feeling. I don't have any information about it. It's just a gut feeling. You know, I've lost a lot of wagers making gut feelings, but I have this gut feeling that maybe after the Labor Day weekend, maybe if the numbers still stay, start to be in that same range that they've been in the last few days, except for the crazy dump that Quest Diagnostic did, which that was another crazy thing.
Yeah.
That's another show in itself. But if the numbers stay down, I think that the county government will lift that 10 p.m. curfew. So we're closing at 9:30, so it gives everybody a chance to get home.
Yeah, you don't want to get people in trouble.
Yeah, we don't want to get people in trouble just because they came to the casino. But I got to tell you, one thing it's a very hard task. And, it's one thing you're running a business. There's 1,000 moving parts. But I'm fairly pleased with what the customers are doing. The customers, like really 99% of the time, have been doing the right thing. They get their temperature check. They come in. They sit, it's 2 or 3 slot machines apart. They wear their mask. Now I'm sure we're going to get some knuckleheads. On the weekend we'll be a little busier. And
you're serving alcohol?
So we are serving alcohol, but you have to drink and eat and consume it completely outside the building.
Well,
people are consuming considerably less.
My point is, if you have less alcohol, you'll have less chances of what you're just talking about happening.
And you're right, because last time
really what breeds
the alcohol
the
will drive, because that's what we had. We actually had people that wouldn't wear their mask. They got a little too tipsy, and next thing you know, there was a lot of trouble.
The NFL teams are not serving alcohol because the few thousand that they're going to let in, they want to make sure that they behave. There's no tailgating. So unless your ass is just drinking as they drop you off, and then you get in and you got, and then you're just inebriated from the second you walk in, and then that's where you get all your problems. That's where you get the fights.
Case.
That's where you get the people that act like idiots. And so if you have less alcohol involved in some of these situations, you will avoid some of those.
And we have significant. We've seen the sales the last 3 days. We opened Monday. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we saw our sales are significantly less. I mean, a big, big reduction in alcohol sales. But we're happy to be open. We want to thank the county government and everybody that.
Sure.
Hey, thank you for listening to us as an industry. We put over 300 people back to work. The employees have been, not only are the customers doing the right thing, but the employees are doing the right thing. And so I see, at least when I walk on the floor, that group of employees all doing the right thing. One thing that, we are open for poker and for slots. So, and on tomorrow,
Champions
opens for the
Derby.
It's Derby weekend. Kentucky Oaks tomorrow. We're opening tomorrow at around, we'll be opening around 10:30.
All right.
Because I think the first post is somewhere around 11 or something.
Oh, okay.
It's real early. It's a very early post. So both days will be open around 10:30, just around 10:30, quarter to 11. We're going to open on Friday and Saturday. Normally we open around 12, but this is a little bit of a special weekend. So that's a good thing. Another great thing. Little weird things though. I want to share with you weird insider casino stuff. So we had, we bought somewhere between 60 or 70 hand sanitizers when the first COVID stuff happened.
I remember.
The county government said, listen, we want to significantly increase the customers' ability for hand sanitizers and washing their hands. So I was able to secure an additional 110 hand sanitizers. So I want you to, when you leave.
Oh, I saw it already.
they're like
It's like every couple feet.
yeah, it's like it's as
Almost like every island, I think, has
yeah,
one
it's like
almost.
it's literally within every 10 or 15 feet. You get up from a machine, you walk about 5 steps, boom, you got a hand sanitizer. So,
Every row of slot machines
Like every
on
island.
on the east and the west side.
yeah, it doesn't matter if it's the west side, east side, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So we take this serious. We're in this together. We're in this.
And by the way, I think that's why you see the customers mostly following rules, because it's taken a while for people to actually respect this thing.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, it eventually affects you one way or another. If you don't get it, somebody a family member, friend,
somebody,
and then you start and then that kind of then opens your eyes a little bit. And then you also notice how it's changed our lives and how difficult it is for you now to run this business, compared to pre-COVID. And we've got to get through this. But the only way we're going to get through this is if we do it all responsibly and we have a way of mitigating this crap so we can all get our lives back. And I think people are realizing that if we don't mask up and if we don't, space up between each other, we're going to keep this thing around, and we're going to have to live like this permanently, and nobody wants to live like this permanently.
Yeah, I even went and I talked to some of the people that work in the offices, right? I said, listen, 95% of the meetings you have can happen on the phone. We have WebEx, where all my staff meetings, I've had the last 10 staff meetings I've had, it's all a WebEx. So I'm looking at a computer, I'm on a camera, and I can see you on the camera. It's not that, it really isn't that bad, to be honest with you. The meetings are just as efficient, in my opinion. Some
Right.
people don't like it, that's just transitional stuff.
Yeah.
But I've even told people, listen.
Hey, you avoid the situation when somebody farts in the room and
Yeah, exactly.
everybody's quiet, you're
That
smelling
whole
it,
farting
and you're
thing
like,
is bad.
there you go. Nobody,
Well, I got one for that though.
Okay.
So I told my some of my staff members, we have a lunchroom outside, out back of our office. It's outdoors, and it's very long. It's a solid 25, 30 feet long, and it's really made so that sort of 4 people can have lunch at one time, but you're literally 8 feet apart.
Okay.
So if you have a meeting with 5 or 6 people, just go out to the lunch table.
Right.
You're outside. Look, it's Florida. It's not like we're in the Northeast where, in the wintertime it's going to be 22 degrees. You're sitting outside.
Yeah.
Take your jacket off, relax.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to take your jacket off over the last, wow, it's been hot. Yeah.
Oh man, you might have to go out there with your shorts on, but it's been hotter than anything.
Dude.
But we're just trying to do everything and also do it short. But I want to switch gears just so all your listeners
By the
know
way,
we're open.
Super Boom Shack is asking, are you disinfecting the poker chips?
All right, so yes. The answer to that is yes. So we assign a couple of our supervisors, and so you can actually, when you come to our poker room, you'll see them that we lay them all out. We have these UV lights that we disinfect. Keep in mind that we also have chip cleaners. So when they go into the cage, we've invested in 2 very large chip cleaners, and they get when the chips go into the cage before they leave again, they've been cleaned. Normally, the protocol is you'd clean these chips once every 4 or 5 months. We're
Right.
cleaning them every day. And by the way, in addition to that, we have our shields. People are very our protective shields in our tables.
Yeah, it's really
are
cool.
pretty like I think sort of industry leading. We are also, our shields were able to be adjusted. So yes, we opened up on Monday. We were 6-handed. Today today we started a little, and tomorrow we're going to 7-handed.
Nice.
So we bought more shields, and ours are adjustable, so we can just slide everything apart. So we're going to 7-handed with the shields. Every night, at the end of the night, we have a cleaning company come in, and they electrostatically disinfect the entire facility, the offices, the poker room, the cage, the slot floor, the slot cage, everything. Matter of fact, we know they're there because in our office, it makes the paper curl up. So if you have paper on your desk, I walk into my office the first couple of times we did this. I said, what's all my paper? It's like, it's not laying flat. It's all curled up like this. So so if I send you anything and it's curled up, it's definitely clean.
How much? I don't. I don't expect you to give me a number, but give me a percentage on running this business now with COVID. How much have your expenses gone up?
Okay, so expenses. We're actually still getting our arms around that, and I'll tell you why. Because in COVID, there was some initial expenses, so that's more of a capital expense. I can give you some stuff. We spent well over $60,000 or $70,000 on plexiglass shields. In this little casino, there's over $60,000, maybe closer to 70, of plexiglass protective shields.
I hear plexiglass is more expensive than gold right now.
It's like 50% increase in just the raw goods.
Yeah.
Luckily, we bought that stuff very early. We bought things like our chip cleaners. They're $20,000. The UV lights. So we bought a lot of initial investment stuff, and that has our finance guys putting that all together. It's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Like at least 200, at least. Probably way more than that. So that's that. Then there's the ongoing cost. The electrostatic cleaning every day. The hand sanitizer. Those hand sanitizers got to be filled. Right now I got 300 gallons of sanitizer up in my storage. Oh, by the way, I had to build a cage. I built a fenced cage that's locked. It's the COVID cage.
Yeah.
All the COVID stuff is locked in behind.
Hand sanitizer is.
It's like a little bit,
it's gold now.
It tends to walk. It tends to walk.
Especially with some of the stuff having methane and whatnot in it.
Yeah, some of them are bad. Some of them are bad.
Quality stuff.
And we're making sure that that's not ours. Is not the methane stuff. So we had like hundreds of thousands of dollars of an initial expense for investments for stuff, and then we have ongoing costs. And keep in mind that our poker revenue has taken a pretty big hit. It's taken. That's unfortunately, that's a very, very, bigger than I thought it would take. The slot revenue has been pretty steady. That's been pretty steady, and I'll let you know about simulcast over the weekend. But it's Derby weekend, so. But even simulcast, we have to operate at 50%.
That part, I don't expect you to be at the same part. I'm just saying the expenses to run this place. COVID, and it's doing it to everybody, whether you own a restaurant or it's a casino or wherever you're at, man. I don't care if you're a car dealership. Everything has changed for everybody, and so to run your business, there are certain requirements right now that just raise. And I feel terrible for these restaurants that have been closed forever.
I don't know how they're doing it.
Yeah,
I don't know how they can do it.
And then they're adding all these things, and they've been closed and open and closed, and it's like I feel so bad for the restaurant industry, man.
I will tell you,
Nobody's
big
taking a bigger
percentage
hit.
aren't going to reopen.
Oh, no,
they're not
I know.
going to make it. They're not. I feel for them because look, the casino industry. We're close. We're close to the restaurant industry. Just in natural in our heart. We're all service industry. We know about hospitality, hotels too, but the hotel business, the restaurant business. There's a lot of places aren't going to make it.
I know.
We feel as long as we can maintain staying open, we're going to be fine. We're going to make it. But we feel for our sisters, our brothers and sisters that are in the restaurant business.
I feel terrible.
It's
how many people are
one.
out of work because of that. And then just the thought of somebody that built up their careers and their businesses, and then they lose it within a couple months.
Yeah, 6 months, you're done.
And a half a year of hell. It causes everything that you built up the last 10, 15, 20 years. That's just depressing, man.
Since March 16th, we've been closed 146 days.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about this once before. You got to hand it to our owner. Our owner paid everybody. Everybody in this building, in this business, got paid for 15 weeks. The first 15 weeks of this mess since March 16th, around that time. The first 11 weeks, first five weeks was out of his pocket. Out of his pocket. The second 6 weeks was his pocket. He had to front it, but we have PPP money. Then we were open 3 weeks. And then there was a week, it was like half his pocket and the last couple of dribblings of PPP money. And then July 2nd, that was unfortunately we had to lay off a big big portion of our staff, but they are back. When we called them on Friday, we got the notice on Thursday night. We start calling Thursday and Friday of last week. They were like, "Can I come right now?
Right.
Do you need anything? Can I help you set up?" Like, we did need some people to set up too, but we needed about 20 people. We had about 120 say, "I'll come right now.
Of course.
I'll be there in a half hour."
Of course.
You know what I mean? So we've got a really good team. They're not only good service people, but they're just dedicated to this Hialeah Park.
I tell Bill all the time, any of us that are still making some money, we're blessed, bro.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that are just out of work, period. They got no options right now. You know what I mean? And I know we're slowly all getting back to work.
A little at a time. It's a little at a time.
It's going to take a while, but I got to
tell you,
we have a lot of Americans that are hurting right now.
I got to tell you, it was a little weird with Broward being open.
I know.
And Dade being closed. I understand the cases, but I did a study, and I should have brought it with me. I have it upstairs. I'm going to bring it back. So from like around July 10th, we did some statistical studies. The positivity rate in Dade County and the positivity rate in Broward reduced every day, like constant reduction, the same level from July 10th till about August 20-something when we ended it.
But how many total cases?
Okay, total cases are more, but we have more population. We have 3 million people here. They got 1.8 million there.
Well, then we have a bigger problem.
Now, the daily cases reduced right around July 10th or so. The cases per day started to reduce. Obviously, there was more. I agree with you. There was more in Dade.
And that's what keeps us closed.
More in Dade and more in Broward, but they were both being reduced.
Trending.
The 7-day average was tracking the same, which means that casinos open in Broward, closed in Dade, had nothing to do with the actual positivity rate because everything was going down, even though casinos were open in Broward.
And restaurants.
And restaurants, 50%, and tribal casinos that may or may not. And so same thing, tribal, and there was actually tribal in Dade too, which I think I'll say this.
And we have less protesting going on, which
has slowed, yes.
Which that also, again, I think people, they're starting to get it.
But I think we also do it very well here at Hialeah Park. I think we've got every aspect. People are telling us all the time, I tell them we did 6 or 7 things, and they say, I did 5 of those things. I didn't do all 7 of them. But our owner's been committed to it. Our management team's been committed to it. We're in for this. We're in for the long haul on this one all together.
If we don't do it right, we're not going to get back on track.
It's going to be a mess.
So your owner gets it, is what it is.
But I want to change directions. Talking about an owner.
Let's talk a little sports.
I'm going to talk about an owner. You bring up an owner.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if the owner of the, but it's just. We talked a little off the air, but I want your listeners to I'd love them to weigh in. I wish they would call in as we're talking.
I could text in.
So I just believe from a sports league standpoint, I was in leagues when I was 8 years old until I was 20 years old. Every various type of league. It just makes no sense when there's an inconsistency. That's the only thing that we always ask about in sports is let's be consistent with the ruling.
It's money, bro.
I know money, but
it's money.
I'm done with that excuse.
He's complaining because some NFL teams, 6 NFL teams, will have fans and 26 will not. But there are 32 teams that are losing a bunch of money, and they all looked at each other and they all probably agreed whenever your county allows fans, then you will get the opportunity to have your fans in the building.
That's well stated, but I think there's more to it.
The NFL, no, there's not more to it.
Yes, there is.
The NFL only cares about money. They don't care about the players. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about anything else. They care about the bottom line.
Well,
That's all they've ever cared about. That's why the pandemic never stopped them.
I've never been a big fan of Roger Goodell. But Goodell is making a colossal error in this call.
He's not making that call.
Well, he could, and he should.
He does not.
He could make a league rule.
He can't make anything.
He could suggest a league rule.
There are 32 people that pay his salary. They tell him what to do. So whatever bad decision you think he's making, they're making. It's the owners that agreed to that.
Okay,
and those 32 owners agreed that, hey, we're all losing money, but the second any of us get to have fans, go for it, because we're not going to wait for all 32, because then we'll have other teams losing money for no reason at all.
Then I'm going to tell you this. Then I believe that the owners. First, for a couple things. Well, this is Billy. This is a debate. This is a true debate here. First of all, in my opinion, Goodell could make that statement. Listen, it's the owner's call, but I suggest if he had a set of gazungas, he could make that statement. No, he doesn't have a set. I get it.
No, he can't have a set because then he'll get fired.
Listen, if he's on the side of right, I think he won't get fired. But that's a risk he's not willing to take. And he makes a lot of money, so he's not going to take that risk.
I don't think
he's greedy.
I don't think he has a tight contract like Kenneth Mountain-Landis when he took over the Major League Baseball, and it was like for life, and this is the way it is. They're puppets, man.
Listen,
all the commissioners are puppets.
I think he can make a statement. I understand your point.
Except for the NBA. The NBA.
You know what? Yes.
The NBA
David Stern. Yes.
Well, no, Silver.
No, but it started. But no, I'm saying it started with Stern.
Yeah,
that he had a real commissioner.
The commissioner there actually does stuff for everybody's best interest.
I think
the commissioner in the NFL only does things that benefit.
Okay, I get it. The commissioner of the NBA has a human element. You know, they have a heart.
Listen, I think you can make a statement. I get your opinion. The next thing is, I think the owners are wrong because
that's fine.
The owners are wealthy guys, right? The owners of the NBA teams are pretty wealthy too. But Bomber's worth billions of dollars, just like Stephen Ross is, right? So
have you watched what's going on? Who handles things better, the NBA or the NFL?
That's exactly my point. So the NFL this is the mistake that the NFL is doing right now, and the fans need to tell the owners, you're wrong. Step up and do the right thing.
Problem is, the NFL is Teflon. They can get away with whatever they want.
No, I think what you're saying, it's really they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
And the fans need to say, hey, owners, you're wrong, and start caring.
And they won't.
Well, that's a problem.
All right, let me just add it, and I know I'm going to insult people out there and don't care. This ain't
going to be your first time.
The fans are tools.
They're what?
The fans are tools.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And they're going to do whatever the NFL says, and they pay whatever. You realize that the NBA walks into the TV companies, and they negotiate a contract for TV rights, right? The NHL goes and negotiates with TV rights. Major League Baseball goes into. You know what the NFL does? The NFL goes in and says, this is what you're going to pay.
I get it.
There are no negotiations.
Well, that's a problem with a monopoly then, right?
That's a problem with power. When you have the power that you can overcome those kind of things.
Yes.
Okay? We have a guy that has orange hair that lies every day in press conferences.
But wait a second.
Every day.
Yeah, but what you're saying,
and he gets away with it.
But let me just respond to that.
Power.
Right? I'm not saying that's what you're saying is wrong or right.
No, I know what I'm saying is not wrong.
I just want to respond to it.
It's a fact that he lies.
I want to respond to it. But if you go the other way and you talk to anybody that came from Venezuela or Cuba, they're like, oh my God, we don't want to go that way because then eventually one guy gets control of the military and becomes the powerhouse, and you got Maduro running Venezuela, and you got the Maduro of the United States.
Right.
So you're right. When you were saying one guy, I get what you're saying about the lie. Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying power. I'm just saying power allows you to overcome all.
I think
Ray Rice beats the crap out of his fiancée and spits on her, and they give him a 2-game suspension. But yet, when they get busted and the video comes out, then it's a year suspension and all that.
No, he's done.
and guess what? Women are tools. They follow the NFL. They wear the jerseys. And yet there is no sport that has allowed more men to abuse women than football.
That's insane.
Okay,
that's insane,
but
and it's a shame.
but it's another fact. And that's my point.
Once again, Goodell should get a set and start making.
It's not Goodell, my brother.
Yeah,
It's the owners.
No, but he puts down the punishment. Maybe the punishment needs to be a year or 2 years instead of 4 games or 2 games.
If the owners want it that way, then it would be that way. But if the owners don't want it that way, they'll give Josh Gordon 8 chances after he's failed 8 drug tests. Okay?
All I'm telling you is, owners,
they don't care.
Wake up and do the right thing.
Too much power.
You make a lot of money in TV. You don't. 6 teams having 10 or 15,000 people in the stands is stupid. It's going to be the.
You want NFL owners to have a conscience like Mr. Brunetti, and that's not going to happen, my brother.
But a lot of people have consciences. Mr. Brunetti does. You do. I do. Why can't some of those owners?
Those 32 guys, they don't have that. They don't care.
I believe they got to.
They don't care. That's why they treated their players the way they did when it was kneeling. Yet, now 4 years later. Now they're all succumbing to it because the entire nation in the world is behind it. Meanwhile, the NBA, Trayvon Martin, they didn't say anything. Players, the Heat, they all did all their thing.
But, the kneeling thing, here's my opinion on the kneeling thing. And people are going to not like this. You're not going to like it. It's the NFL is a workplace.
Doesn't matter.
Okay? There's rules at the workplace, and they should be invoked. Those rules should be in place. Matter of fact, I understand the cause. I love the cause. I support the cause. But why don't you take care of the cause from the day after the Super Bowl until the first day of spring training? You got all those. You got five months. You can say every day. And you can.
Why don't you just work with your employees who are mostly black and they've got some issues? In the NBA,
okay,
but what I'm saying is,
I would be fine with that. But why
again,
they have to kneel?
I go back to my original point.
What about all those people that fought in wars and worked hard?
The
Pledge of Allegiance means something.
My man, they fought to protest.
They did, but the Pledge of Allegiance is the wrong way of.
Who says that? Where's the rule book? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I think
where's the rule book? What?
Well, it's respect. The natural rules of respect.
Where's the law?
It was a Navy SEAL who told Colin Kaepernick to kneel.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is,
it was his girlfriend, Billy. It was his girlfriend.
No,
dude.
No, dude.
He didn't have that opinion until he started dating that girl.
Forget the girl.
That's just coincidence.
Forget the girl. The Navy SEAL's the one that told him to kneel.
If you're going to do something,
the Navy SEAL told him you're insulting us by sitting. You kneel. Because you kneel to God. You kneel to kings and queens. Kneeling has always been a way of honoring. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's always been the way.
You know what? There's one shot.
Listen. You're going. Wait, hold on a second. You're going way off the train here.
Way off the train.
Yeah. Because it's not about your opinion. Your opinion doesn't matter here. Neither does mine.
Yeah, but it does.
No, it does not.
It does
because
for me.
you don't work in the NFL, so it doesn't matter.
But I spend money.
No, it doesn't matter.
I can.
They don't care about that.
I know, but I can not spend money.
I get that, but they don't care about that because they'll get somebody to replace you. They don't care about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but eventually there's enough people that say, hey, listen, why don't you do this in a different way?
What happened? Where are they? The league.
I'm saying it right now.
The league is just as popular as it's ever been.
No, I don't know. This year's going to be a rough year.
Well, that's COVID. That's money.
Well,
that's
COVID.
finances. That's not politics.
Some of it's COVID. A lot of it's COVID, but some of it's the whole succumbing thing.
Nobody's going to give in to that.
Look,
that's all lies. That's all lies.
Well,
all those
know.
people. Oh, I'll never watch sports again. Oh, bull crap! Please.
No, you know what?
Watch it less.
Look, the bottom.
Wait, I got an idea.
But look, listen. The bottom line is.
There's a shot.
The bottom line is, it doesn't matter what we think. The owners they have employees that they make money off of, just like the NBA does. And both of those groups are African American groups, and they dominate your sport. One sport says, what do you guys need? We'll back you up. We'll support you, whatever it is. The NBA has in their CBA that you cannot kneel during the national anthem. The NFL never did that. So
once again, a mistake.
Okay, but again, but that's where your workplace thing doesn't fly because it's not in the rules. Doesn't say anything. You can protest all you want during the national anthem if you want to. In the NBA, you can't. So what they did was, well, we want to raise fists, lock arms, and they allowed them to do all of that. Or they allowed them to stay in the locker room, which is another thing, which they did that for years in the NFL. No players were out on the field when the national anthem was playing. Okay? And then just to add to the phoniness of human beings, there's a dude in the stands eating a hot dog. There's a dude in the stand on his phones. There's two women talking. Many men run to the bathroom to go take a leak all during the national anthem. Okay? Everybody.
I don't. I stand in respect.
I'm just telling you.
And I think other people should try it. It's a pretty good way to be.
I'm just telling you the facts.
One of the shots.
I'm telling you the facts.
The nicotine head is running to the corner of the end zone to go to the ramp and go smoke his cigarette. Okay?
And the respectful guy is standing there respectful.
And yes, I get that, but let's not.
That's a fact too.
Let's not hold players to a standard that we don't hold ourselves. We're all sitting on couches when we see the national anthem playing on television. So why don't you stand?
Listen.
Nobody stands.
Look, one of the biggest shots.
Let's not make this sound like we have this incredible respect for the national anthem.
But we do. A lot of people do.
And a lot of people don't.
Well, it would be a better world if more people did.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Okay, but
maybe the owners should.
But the guy,
maybe more players should understand that because we have this great country, they're able to play a sport and make a lot of money and prosper like they are.
Look, one of the shots of Colin Kaepernick kneeling with another guy. There's a dude over there at the Gatorade getting Gatorade, and they're getting pissed off at Colin Kaepernick. That's got his helmet. He's on his knee, and they're giving reverence.
Listen,
this guy's over here doing Gatorade.
I was just about to say something to follow up on Bill.
But what's so bad about respect of our country? I'm trying to figure it out. Where did we go awry on that one?
What I'm saying is the guy kneeling has way more respect for the country because he's actually protesting than the guy eating a hot dog. Way more.
Oh, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that too.
The two women chatting and gossiping in the stands. The two guys talking about their fantasy lineups.
But wait, time out.
That happens all the time.
When I'm at the game, it looks like to me that the majority of people are standing in a respectful way.
Yes.
So I get it that you're saying that some people are going awry, and those are disrespectful humans, probably in a lot of aspects of their life.
Okay.
I happen to think that respect is a good thing.
Okay.
I think respect is better than disrespect, and I think that their cause is a solid cause, and it's a worthy cause, and it should be supported, and I support it at the highest level. It just seems to me that I think we can get more accomplished if we build on the positive, and instead of tearing down and going down to the negative. That's just that's me. I'm a very positive guy, and it just doesn't make sense.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah, but when we did the Boston Tea Party, we hit the boat and we threw the tea in we didn't wait for it to come on the dock and let's unpack it and then we'll throw it in the water. We went on the boat and
accomplished a lot in positive ways.
Okay, so let me ask you something. When they were kneeling the last couple of years, what was accomplished? What did anybody do?
Look, I think the whole kneeling thing is just it hasn't accomplished. I think there's been more accomplished positively, not on the kneeling thing, in other venues, in other places, in making better laws and in talking to people and learning and putting people together so you understand diverse cultures. I grew up in a very diverse culture. When you grow up in the Northeast, it's diverse.
Now is when they're making progress.
No, we made progress for years.
Made no progress.
Not because of kneeling, but for other reasons.
No. What I'm saying is no. There's been no progress on police brutality at all.
Well, no, but
Now-
but in
now-
equality, there's been progress.
Forget about that stuff, man.
That's important.
No, we're not talking about that, bro. We're talking about police brutality.
We're talking about people being
We're
killed.
talking about people being killed and being beaten. That's what this is all about. This has nothing to do. We know it's a more equal world. We voted in for a black president.
Right.
Gays are in office all over as
They're able
councilmen.
to get married,
Hired,
kids.
marriage,
Yeah.
the world, we did
I
that with
understand.
positive conversation and positive
no,
laws,
no, we-
not
we-
kneeling,
we've-
not
we
we
have-
go with these disrespectful ways. We did it in ways that were constructive, not disrespectful.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
But that's.
I want it to happen. It's better to happen if you build on the positive instead of.
But in this case, it has not. It has nothing to do with everything else. We have advanced in certain areas. I've talked about that many times on this show.
Lots of
Of course,
advances.
we've
Lots of
advanced.
advances.
But when it comes to police brutality, we have not advanced at all. We still have bad cops. We still have
Look,
people
police
that
brutality
abuse
the
the
police
law.
brutality is a diverse issue. It's also
No, it's not.
It's
not.
also- there's-
It's not evenly distributed.
not
I'm
evenly
sorry.
distributed, but there's a lot of because there's a larger population of what there's a larger population of whites that have actually got brutalized by police than blacks.
No.
It's just the percentage is higher.
My brother, where do you see the white people getting shot like they do?
Oh,
Where? Where?
I will share
the
with you
guy in
cases.
Kenosha
Steve,
walked.
Steve,
he just
Steve,
killed
it's a-
two
No,
I
people
get that. I
and
know
walked
those cases.
by.
You never see that with white people. You never see it with white
If
people.
that
No
was a
whites,
black
get,
guy,
no whites get brutalized by cops.
I'm saying it may happen, but
It
it doesn't.
happens.
It doesn't happen like it happens
No,
with the
but
black
Steve,
community. Not even close.
that guy that's got the AK,
Not even close.
Okay, so
the
wait a second though.
AR-15 hanging.
But look, this is not sports, but
So the 17-year-old with that rifle walking
Thank
through the
you,
street,
yes.
if he was black, what do you think happened?
listen,
He's gonna
there's
get
also,
shot.
there's also a lot of black on black crime.
No, forget it. That
That's
has
another
not-
big issue too.
That's not
Kills
what
more
we're-
people.
That's not what. Do I care about Cubans killing Cubans? Why the hell should I care about that?
Well, I think you should.
I don't. Those are criminals. Why should we care about criminals? So Italians should worry about the mafiosos?
I think they should go away. Yes, I am worried about it. They
Oh,
should go away.
You want utopia. That doesn't exist, my brother. You want utopia. That doesn't exist. The mob will exist. Whether it's Italian, whether it's Jamaican, whether it's Chinese. So what? The Chinese got to worry about the Chinese gangs? You can't do anything about that.
But
blacks,
what
blacks,
about-
you can't blame blacks for other blacks that are killing other blacks. Those are criminals. They're not blacks. They're
But
criminals.
nobody's doing anything about it. You know what they're saying? The solution is let's defund the police.
And nobody's done anything about it.
yeah, but I know, but think about it. Nobody's so now they've got a solution. Let's defund the police.
Yeah, you know
Are you
what?
kidding me?
You know what that means? That doesn't mean destroying the
No,
police.
I know, but it means that they don't have the same resources and you lower the number of people.
Oh, yeah,
lower the number of police officers.
well,
What they're
Get it.
trying to do is channel money into
other places.
assisting.
That
I think you need to do both.
Because police officers are doing too much civil service.
Listen, if you're
civil work.
I know, but you're right. But if
You know?
if you have, no matter what color you are, if you get into a dangerous situation, one of the first calls you make is to police.
Of course.
Yes.
Right. So why would you think defunding would help?
That doesn't mean there's less
Maybe
cops.
training,
That does-
maybe having some listen, the guy in
It doesn't mean you're going to
I
have
know.
less cops.
No, but what has to happen is you have to have more accountability, okay? So for instance, the guy up in Minnesota, the poor gentleman that was killed in Minneapolis, 17 prior bad situations by that cop.
Right.
And the liberal attorney general, Amy Klobuchar, had a chance to punish that guy and take him off the force. But she went and she did the exact opposite.
Well, no, because they've been doing
And that was a
for-
mistake.
My brother,
Maybe
they've been-
he should have been more accounted for, and he should have been
See,
fired.
Here's where you're making.
That's what I think he
Here's
should-
where you're making a mistake. You keep putting politics into it.
No, she wasn't a politician.
No,
she was an attorney general at the time.
No, my brother. Republicans and Democrats both suck. All
No, I
they've
get
done,
it. I get that.
All they've done. Listen,
All they do
blue
is argue.
Blue has been covering up for blue forever, and the people in government, Republicans, Democrats, it doesn't matter. They never prosecute cops. That's why I was telling you.
They need to.
That's my point, my brother.
Okay, but why didn't Amy Klobuchar do it?
Dude, listen to me. You keep going with politics. I just asked you, what changed the last couple of years when they were kneeling? Nothing. Watch the last couple of months. Are you watching cops get charged? Are you watching cops go to jail? Are you watching them now have to get prosecuted? Are you watching that now?
I've seen them. I've seen some of them. Some have not. Some have.
Exactly.
There's been a mix, probably more.
Which before there was what? Nothing.
So why?
So
I don't want to see charges. I want to see convictions.
My brother, why? Well, that's the next stage. Well,
what? What was that?
Court doesn't happen.
I didn't hear what you said, Billy.
I know,
He
but
wants to see convictions.
I want to
but-
see convictions.
Yeah.
But the crimes just happen, so the process takes a while.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while. But my point is that now's when they're making progress, and the only reason it's happening, it's because now no longer it's about blacks kneeling. Now it's white people all over the world protesting alongside blacks.
I understand that.
Because the black community has been telling us for 100 years that this has been going on, but nobody ever believes it because there was never any cameras. There was never any social media.
Cameras have helped the process.
You're
in a big
damn
way.
right it's helping
In a
the
big way.
process.
That's helped a lot of problems, though. Not just police brutality.
It's exposing the disgusting cops that we have employed in different police departments, and it's also exposing the racist, which we now call Kens and Karens, all over because now they're getting exposed for what they are. So changes are being made, but the reason why change is being made, it's because the rest of the world has finally teamed up with the black community and said, because if you watch the protesters, they're mostly white, not black.
Yeah, you're right. There's a large percentage of white.
It's more whites than blacks.
Yes.
Which is the most beautiful thing I think about all of this is that finally white America has woken, white world has woken up because this is going on in Paris, this is going on in London, this is going on in Mexico, in Brazil. It's going on all over.
But Big O, what's going on? What's going on is that if you have a force of policemen and let's say you have 100 cops on your force, 100 guys aren't bad. You're talking about a small number of bad.
They can't.
It's always the the 90-10 rule. You know what I mean?
I'm going to steal the line from Chris Rock. Okay, are you ready for this?
Go ahead. He said a lot of lines.
No, but this is the best, one of the best he's ever had. We can't have bad pilots. You can't have bad cops. Oh, I'm going to have a couple drinks and I'll fly these 300 people into a mountain. One bad pilot is more than enough.
That's one too many.
Okay?
I know.
One bad cop is terrible because he carries a gun.
And there's another
he
problem.
Has power.
There's another problem with a bad
cop.
cop.
We started this whole segment with power. And so that's the problem, my friend. You can't have bad cops.
Listen,
bad
I get
cops,
it. So you got to address the bad cops.
People die
when
you have bad cops.
But you got to address the bad cops because the bad cops are not just being prejudiced. They're being bad cops in a lot of ways.
So they're
setting up everybody, whether it's white, black, green, brown, everything.
That's why you got to pressure the good cops to get rid of the bad cops.
Or you have to have accountability. You have to have accountability. So that you can't be. There has to be a consequence when these people do something. And the guy, and I know you're going to say it's politics, but attorney generals need to be strict on it. And
It never has been.
Well, a lot of attorney generals, some have not.
Not for cops. Cops never get convicted. They have, what's that law that they have? They have a law that freaking protects them.
That's for lawsuits.
Yeah, but
immunity for lawsuits.
It keeps you from
but that's not conviction. That's not conviction. That's
You're
a
not
civil
talking
suit.
criminal.
That's a civil suit.
You're talking civil, right?
Yeah, that's civil.
You shouldn't be protected at all for any of that.
I didn't say you should, but I'm just saying that they do get convicted. They should be more consequences for the bad guys because remember what we were taught.
It's the Catholic Church, my brother. They go and hide the priest and put him in some place in some mountain somewhere, and he raped.
I don't know if they hide him that much.
And he raped 15 kids. You know what I'm saying?
So this is my point: is you got to address the bad. The other 95 or whatever that are neutral or good, they shouldn't be disrespected just because there's 3 or 4 bad ones. Just deal with the bad ones and get them off the force.
But the good cops have got to start like
you gotta give them tools.
outing the bad cops.
You got to
That's
give them
the
tools.
problem.
But you got to give them tools. You got to give the good cops tools, because right now, think about how horrible that is. A good cop, because a bad cop, somehow, but it's not just the cops. The legal system, the prosecutors, the attorney generals, they've got to step in. If we're all cops, and God forbid, one of us is, I shouldn't use an example, but there's a fourth guy here. We have a bad cop. And I go and I tell hey, this guy's doing this, he's prejudiced, he's doing that, and now my life gets horrible, and I'm standing strong.
Well, that's how it's always been.
I'm standing tough, right? And then it goes to the attorney general, and the attorney general says, "Nah, let him go." Now I'll never. You could be
You
the
didn't
most
get
prejudiced
backed up.
person in the
You
world,
didn't
right?
basically
So
get
that's
supported
why
and backed
It's not
up.
just the cop. It's the attorney. It's the legal system.
Of course.
The attorney general, like Amy Klobuchar, who had like 5 of those 17 chances he could have lost his job. 5 of them. But she was so liberal because she walks through like,
That's
Wonderland.
everybody. Again,
No, not everybody's liberal. Not every judge, not every attorney general is liberal.
Well, give me an attorney general that has prosecuted a bunch of cops. Please tell me who it is.
You know who has done? Oh no, you know who does? There was an attorney general that didn't prosecute cops. He prosecuted bad politicians. Okay, that was just as good though. I'll get you that.
Steve, it doesn't exist.
I'll get you it.
No, you can forget.
I'll find some.
No, you won't find anything.
I will find somebody.
You won't find anything.
They're a small number. It's a small number.
It doesn't exist. It's not even worth talking about it.
Yeah, but that's what needs to happen.
Again, you're searching for you want utopia.
No, I want the real fix.
But you're not. You want the real fix.
The real fix has to do with the legal system.
But you're not facing the realities.
The reality, I get it. I understand it.
Until the people that are involved start eliminating those people, we're not going to get anywhere. So it's up to the good cops. And now what we have to depend on is video. We have to depend on human beings.
We vote for attorney
this.
general. We vote for attorney generals in this state. Not every state does.
We just
so
did
when
it.
you
We
vote
voted
you vote for somebody that's tough.
No, I get that.
Vote for somebody that's tough.
But none of them are
But you
tough.
got to research that, because it's not easy. You don't know. You got to look at what.
None of them have ever been tough on cops. They just don't go in that direction. That's going to change now.
Oh, it's definitely going to increase. It's going to increase now.
Look, right now, every police department should be going in their files and going, you know what, man? You got some issues here. And all of them people that have any of that stuff before something else happens, every police department should be. Is he racist? Is he over excessive use of force?
But you know what's really brought this to light?
And you guys aren't living in reality either, because they won't do that. Because
the cops ain't going to do that.
Because nobody wants to be a cop right now. Nobody wants to be a teacher. Hold on a second. Nobody wants to be a cop. Nobody wants to be a teacher. So we've gotten to a point now where that position, you're losing power. Look what de Blasio has done to his cops in New York City.
He's tore them apart.
He's killing his cops there. They have no respect. And so now you have, and they don't pay you a lot of money to do that job. So
and it's not an easy job.
Forget Portland.
And you're going to be less protected now as a cop, because now you're not going to have blue protecting blue. All those things are going to change. So now you're going to have problems finding cops. So these police departments aren't going to be quick to get rid of these guys unless they're forced to, because they can't replace the people that they currently have, because there aren't people lined up to be cops at that price. Teachers, by the way, they're going through this whole COVID thing now. Teachers are retiring left and right because they don't want to be in a classroom and die because some kid brought them COVID. And now schools are having trouble finding more teachers because nobody wants to be a teacher because they don't want to get paid that kind of money to deal with some kids.
Wait, time out.
You know what? But they're two.
I'm just telling you the
Two
reality.
of the most underpaid jobs there are.
Wait, time out.
Teachers and cops.
Time out. I'm going to give you facts. My ex-wife, who I haven't talked to in years, but I happen to know what she makes. She teaches. Last year she taught first grade, I believe, and this year she's going to teach kindergarten. She teaches. So your statement is accurate, a little more accurate in Florida. But in New Jersey, you know what she earns annually? And she works 10 months. She does not work July or August.
All right.
Okay? And yes, she has to bring homework. So do I. So do most people. So do, And yes, you know, take a guess.
How long has she been there?
24 years.
She's probably making around 70,000.
Yeah, 94,250.
All right.
94,250. Let me give you some more facts. In her district, it's not the highest paid. It's not even in the top 50% in New Jersey. It's probably right in the middle, about 40 to 50%, right? In her district, if you got 30 extra credits, you get a couple more thousand. If you got a master's degree, it has nothing to do with kindergarten, you get a couple more thousand. If you got a master's plus 30, so she could make somewhere around 102 or 103 as a kindergarten teacher. Last year she was first grade.
Still important,
in the public school system in New Jersey.
Still important.
So,
Very important.
I think it's an important job. I think it's a pretty good salary for a 10-month gig.
Yeah, it's a great salary, but she earned her way to get to that point.
I get it.
She didn't start at 94, dude.
No, I get it, but she was.
She's been there, what, 20 what? How many years?
I think 24 years.
24 years? I bet she started somewhere at 30.
I think she was in the 30, yeah, probably. Yeah, but full pay, full benefits. And by the way, wait.
Matter. 2730 to deal with 200 brats every day. You can have it, bro.
Yeah, but some people they choose that career because they like that too, right?
I get, but you think teachers are easy? You think that job
I don't
is
think it's
easy?
easy. I don't think it's easy. I think they're paid well in New Jersey.
Well, she's paid
That's
well.
New Jersey.
She's paid. No, she's paid. Dude, she's 25 years in.
Yeah,
but wait a second.
You didn't get paid well early on.
No, but if she was 1 year in, she'd be 55,000.
Now.
Yeah, 55 or 60,000.
Yeah, but the way you spend money nowadays, the cost of living compared to 25 years ago,
10 months.
It's about the same thing.
10 months.
Yeah.
10 months.
That's fine.
It's not a bad salary. It's one of the highest in the country. Okay, it's not a bad salary.
Great salary.
No, it's also high in New York. It's also high in California. It's also high in Connecticut. Florida's very low. And that's a problem. I get that. That's a problem. That's a huge problem with
teachers don't get paid anything early on. It's like cops. They don't get paid a lot of money early on. It's after you build your tenure is when you build up the pension and the salary. That's kind of that's the way life goes.
Yeah, I get it, but you know who gets paid pretty well?
My wife's a teacher. I know. She's been a teacher for 27 years teaching math.
Right.
In a high school.
And if she was in public school in New Jersey, she'd be making about 100,000.
Okay. She's earned it.
No, I'm not saying she hasn't.
25 years in of teaching. Let me explain something to you, Steve. You got no brain cells left. Okay?
Some people like it. Come on.
No. They may like it, but they're burned out.
They get burned out. About 25, 30 years, they're burned out.
Teachers,
20 to 30 years, they get burned out.
That money she's getting paid, it's well worth it. She deserves that and more. Because to deal with 200 kids every day, bro,
she doesn't deserve it.
For 25, 30, 35 years.
I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it.
God bless you, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying
God bless you.
I'm saying they're paid fairly decent in New Jersey.
Ask parents now during quarantine that had to teach 1 or 2 kids every day.
No, I get
ask
it.
them. Ask them.
No.
Ask them now what kind of respect they have for those teachers.
The worst thing is, Big O, is that the teachers don't want the parents involved in the online learning, because now the teacher's under a microscope, right? Because now you got in classroom, the kid was looking at the teacher, but now online, the kid's looking at the computer, and the mother or the father is over the computer.
Sure.
So it's a little harder. I get it. I get that, but I think what you said is much more appropriate for certain states. I think New Jersey is a well-paid education system.
Expensive to live there too.
You know what? Listen, I'm from there, right? It's not cheap to live in Miami-Dade County.
No, it's cheap.
There's no bargain in Miami-Dade County, okay?
Oh, I know.
I think it's about the same. The only thing different.
25 years in, man, I have no problem with her earning her money.
No, but you thought it was 70.
Well, because I'm thinking Florida.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, that's my point about
a little bit more
That's
expensive.
my point about your comment about when you said, well, teachers don't make that much. Some make a pretty decent salary.
70's good. 90's good.
94 is pretty good.
That's great.
94 is pretty good. 94 is,
But she's earned the right
but it's
to make
40% better.
94. Okay, but she's
I'm
earned
not saying
that
she
right.
shouldn't
God
get a
bless her.
nickel. I'm not saying she shouldn't get a nickel. She
but
should get every one of those nickels.
She's probably paying more for insurance and house insurance, and she's probably paying more for
Big O. This is a whole other segment someday. Homeowners insurance. See, the Floridians homeowners insurance in Florida is ridiculously high.
Oh, we have hurricanes.
Ridiculously high. I happen to own a home in both states. My home in New Jersey is about twice the size of my home in Florida. My homeowner's insurance in Florida is twice the expense.
Yeah, we have
Almost to the penny.
Well, because we have hurricanes. You don't. In New York,
New Jersey gets hurricanes. Hurricane Sandy.
Oh, Sandy. That's one in 150 years.
No, they get hurricanes.
We get
You get more. Florida gets more. I live in Florida the last 12 years, but I'm just saying that. So it's not the cost of living is high in New Jersey. The cost of living in South Florida is very high.
Yeah.
It's not cheap in Fort Lauderdale. It's not cheap in Miami.
No. South Florida is expensive. Yeah.
And you know housing in this county.
Jacksonville isn't, but here it is.
No, I know, but that's like
Right.
Alabama's not too. That's down the road from Jacksonville, right? Almost to a degree, right? But Miami-Dade, there's another problem in South Florida. With these young people that are buying a house, right? They're competing with more people. You know who buys a house in New Jersey? The people that are from New Jersey. You know who buys a house in Florida? The people from Florida, the people from the Northeast, the people from South America. So now what does that do? That drives the cost up.
Right.
A three bedroom or 4-bedroom, 2.5 car garage house in Florida is equal to or more money, depending on the town, than in New Jersey. And New Jersey's expensive.
Right.
Miami-Dade is also expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking the new house, the...
No, I know.
It's not cheap living here.
No,
So think about your poor wife. No, I'm not saying she's poor wife, but she's 25 years, and my ex, there shouldn't be that disparity. See, that's weird to me.
I get that.
That's a weird thing. How did that happen? I don't get it. So I'd just like to point out those things so that people do the right thing. So maybe we pay our teachers more. Maybe we have some respect for our flag. I think it's a good thing that all these things. I think some people agree with me.
But it has nothing to do with the flag.
I know. But you know what?
You have this archaic way of thinking of the kneeling.
Wait.
It has nothing to do with the military.
You know what happened?
It has nothing to do with the flag. It is a protest against social injustice.
No, let me tell you.
It has nothing to do with
Listen,
with the
here's
flag
what's
or the
helped
military.
Here's what's helped the cause. I'm going to tell you what helped the cause. Video. Yeah. That's what's helped the cause. I get the kneeling thing. It symbolically looks good for the cause. But if you really look at the root realization of what has helped the cause is video.
Yeah.
The advent of everybody on the planet having a video camera has helped many causes, this cause included. So I'm not saying this cause shouldn't be helped. I'm just saying that you take video out of the picture.
Right.
You could kneel to
you got
for
no
the next
evidence.
100 years.
You got no
Nothing's
evidence.
Gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right? What has really helped causes
and thanks to video, we see police officers
doing the wrong thing,
putting their knees on black men and choking them out.
Right, what has helped the cause more than anything, in my opinion, is the advent of a lot of video access. That's what's really helped the cause. I'm saying that the cause should help.
Right here on the show, we tell people, man, turn on your phone, man, and film. It's the only way to get evidence to have something happen.
When somebody does something wrong and you video it, what does it do? It creates a situation where you have to be, there's consequences now. Video allows consequences to be invoked.
Right.
Kneeling is nice. I get it. It's symbolically great, but video really drives the force, in my opinion. Because if you take it out, you lose it all.
Yeah.
You lose a lot.
Oh, if we went back to the old days of it's his word against his word, man, a cop's going to...
Right.
You're lost.
Forget it. It's cop or not cop. It's his word against my word. But if you have some kind of video, hey, I did punch him.
The awareness doesn't start without the kneeling.
Well, look, the awareness is heightened by the kneeling, but the video really, really, really puts.
I get that.
It gets to the masses.
I get that. But
not everybody's a football fan.
Without the kneeling, we don't get here.
I think the video is more important.
Again, without the kneeling, we don't get to the video.
Nah, I think the video helped.
We don't get to the video because
significantly more.
We don't get the video because
the kneeling helps. I get it, but the video is really what is the
it's the proof.
It's the tool you need.
Yeah, it's the proof. But again, it's the proof because
and the kneeling brings the cause
It's the proof because people
to the surface.
because too many people refuse to believe the black man and what they're going through with police at times.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And then the video now proves it over and over and over and over again.
And the video,
and it's not an Asian dude. It's not a white dude. It's not a Hispanic dude. It's a black dude every time. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
I'm going to get you some. I'm going to get you some other ones.
I'm not saying that it didn't happen to a woman, and it didn't happen to an Asian dude, and it didn't happen to a Cuban dude one day, and it didn't happen to a white dude somewhere. Of course, it's happened to them.
No, there's just stats about it, though. There's probably stats.
If the,
I don't know.
Where do the stats back up the videos? That's what I want to see, because the ones I see, they're all black.
Well, because
okay?
because
so
they're in the media. Because they're in the media more so.
So what are we doing? We're stashing the white ones? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know if every media outlet is.
Come on, bro.
Wait, I don't know.
Come on.
Let me finish. I don't know if every media outlet is putting out every video of every cop that does that.
Come on.
Look, there's cop cams now. You tell me those cops aren't doing bad things to other people?
Well, apparently it's not coming out. If they did, they would put it out there.
Listen, I think a bad cop is a bad cop to a lot of different people.
Yeah, but that's not the reality.
I think that is.
The reality is that's not what you see on video.
Listen, all I'm saying is a bad cop doesn't say, "Oh, listen, I'm not. This is a whatever person this is. I'm not going to be bad. If they're bad, they're bad."
Did you watch in Kenosha? They just let the white kid walk around with the semi-automatic
rifle.
He's
a bad cop. Okay, but there's also cases. Those cases. I'm not disputing Kenosha. I'm not disputing Minneapolis.
Okay,
I'm saying in
Steve,
other cases.
Steve,
that you
if
don't
that
hear
kid
about,
is black, what do you think happens, dude?
all I'm saying is that was a horrible thing that occurred.
What happens if that kid is black and he's walking around cops with that rifle?
With an AR-15, man.
Come on, man.
I have to see the video. I didn't see that part of it. I didn't see it. I really didn't see it. I didn't see it. I swear to God. I swear to God I didn't. I swear to God I didn't see it.
The guy's walking right past cops.
With a gun?
They actually over the loudspeaker.
The guy that killed a couple of the protesters?
Yes.
That guy was allowed to just walk by the cops.
The cops actually ask him, "Is anybody hurt over there?" Literally, the guy's got an AR-15 hanging from his shoulder.
Look, it's horrible.
And he
That's
asks
horrible.
him, "Is anybody hurt
The whole
over there?"
Kenosha thing is horrible. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying there's other horrible things that don't make the news.
You're not answering my question.
What's the question?
What happens if he's black?
I think it would have been a whole different story. 180 degrees. I definitely agree with that.
So then we have a problem.
See, and that's the
I know there's a problem.
The
I know there's a problem. But I'm just saying the problem with bad cops is they're bad to a lot of people. More so to black. I get it, but bad cops have to be removed from their position, and you remove them by showing video evidence and by having the attorney general say, "Oh, listen, I'm not going to let him go for the 5th time."
Major cities, man, racial profiling. It
Amy
was in New York.
She did. She let that jerk go for 5 times. If he had 17 issues, 5 were like, you can fire him like that.
You got one line material with Klobuchar.
Well, I know
you gotta let that go, man.
Yeah, but she's a good example.
They all do it. See, that's the beauty of where I sit. I don't sit on the Republican and the Democrat side. I voted for Republican presidents and Democratic presidents.
I voted for both also.
You know, to me, I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as one side or the other. I look at plenty of states that have mishandled it, and it comes from Democrats and it comes from Republicans. And I have not seen anybody in this country go after cops. Now they're going to finally do it. And why are they doing it? The same reason the NFL changed their stance on Ray Rice, because they got busted. Because now cops are getting busted for all the crap they've been doing for 100 years. That every precinct has 4 or 5 animals in there working, and they don't weed those guys out. Because I know 90-something% of cops are good. But you got to get rid of the bad ones.
We agree that the bad guys got to go away.
It's like you said, you got 100 cops. There's probably 4 or 5 of them are bad.
They got to go away.
But you know what? The 95 cops have got to get rid of those 5 cops.
But
those 5
I gave you
cops
the
bring them
example.
all down.
It's got to happen in the entire system. The cops.
You know what?
The other cops aren't going to arrest the guy.
I would think the good cops would be pissed off and be like, "Hey, man, you're the problem, buddy."
I think they are now.
They're getting out.
They
They are
need
now.
to.
Because now,
Because
because
it's not
now,
fair. Because most of the guys that are good, man, to be dealing with this,
That makes
that's
their
not
job
right.
10 times harder.
That's not
When the
right.
guy's bad. It
Yeah.
makes their job, the good cop's job, 10 times harder.
Yep.
But we got to respect those good cops.
Myron goes, he would have been shot on the spot. Exactly is what would have happened.
And they literally
That
on
kid-
the
that-
loudspeaker
if that
say,
kid, if that kid was
I
black,
said it was a different. It would have been 100% different.
forget different.
"You see,
Dead.
they're in a
They would
middle."
have shot his ass.
Steve,
They shot a
They're-
dude 7 times in the back. You know what I mean? A guy they could have easily tackled before he got to the car. 3 guys there, and a nervous cop with a gun, a guy that shouldn't be a cop, panics and shoots the guy 7 times in the
Let me
back.
tell you something. In defense of cops, I'm not defending any bad cops. It's not an easy job.
Oh,
even
no,
a little
that-
bit. It's
I know that.
it's
No, yeah,
it's an
for sure.
incredibly, ridiculously difficult job.
Doesn't allow you to be racist.
No,
and
no, it doesn't allow you to be
a
racist.
murderer.
And if you're doing bad things, get out. And the system needs to get you out. And
Yeah.
the system's got a lot of components to it.
It
The other
does-
cops, the legal system, the whole system's got to
the
get
union,
you out.
the union protecting
Well,
the
that's
bad
another
cops.
problem,
That's
too.
exactly.
All right.
You know what though? The discussion.
I did get my money back from Miami Dolphins. I did want to say that.
yeah.
You did?
And I took it gladly, and I said, you know what, I'm taking a break.
You
I'm
should.
taking a break because it's just.
So we're not going to
they're-
see
they're-
Steve in the end zone with
They're
a
only,
beer.
they're,
and-
they're only gonna. Well, it's a lottery type thing, so you don't know which ones
You're
you're
one
gonna
of the
win.
Yeah, I'm not
13 or
even in the lottery.
15,000.
I don't need to see it. I mean, let me take a break and reset this whole thing because I'm not sure where I stand 100% until let's let it play itself out.
If you could go to if you got a chance to go to the game, would you go?
I wouldn't go.
Exactly.
I wouldn't go
I mean,
for
considering
a lot of reasons.
our medical
For a lot of
situation,
reasons, I wouldn't
just-
go. I think it's just because you know why? I have another belief. I'm going to tell you this. I pay a plumber to come to my house and fix the plumbing. I pay an electrician to come to my house and fix the electricity. So when I pay for a game to watch a game, I go to watch a game. I don't really want to see anything else.
Right.
I don't want to see anything else. That's just my personal opinion. I get you have the right to. God bless you. Like when I've seen musical artists and I've paid money and then I wanted to go hear them sing, and then at the end they're telling me what their political views are, whatever direction it is, Republican or Democrat, I never go back. I just never go back. I don't buy any, like I used to like Springsteen, I don't buy any albums, I don't give him any money, because he's too much, like I pay for your album and I pay for your concert tickets to listen to you sing, because that's your expertise. I didn't come for you to give me your opinion, whether it agrees with mine or disagrees. I want you, I pay for what you do.
Just get up there and sing, buddy.
You're a singer. I want to hear you sing. I didn't come and hear you. I want to hear your opinion.
You're
I wanna
like
hear about your
Robert.
But
You're
the-
like Robert
but every-
Duvall, man. Get out there and surf, and you surf.
But everybody's entitled to one.
They are, but I'm also entitled not to buy again.
Right. That's
So I
fine.
don't. And that's been about 20 years. So I've been very strict to it. I said, even my sister said, well, I thought you loved him. I said, I used to like him, but I went to I actually gave him 2 chances. And the second concert he did, I was like, what is he doing? Like, I don't get it. Like nobody's, look, to me, you talk about people getting up. That's when everybody ran to the bathroom, when he started talking about politics and stuff. And I was like, this is insane. Like, I don't get what these guys are thinking. Like, how about if you played a song? You know what I mean? I know you have the right to do it. And so then for the last 20 years,
But
I haven't
you-
gone to his concert, I haven't bought a ticket.
But you
I
get
haven't bought
so you get to express your opinion, and I get to express my opinion, but he can't. And
listen,
a player can't. And
listen, I can't stand up in front of all my employees and say, this is my political belief. I can't do that.
No,
I
but
can
that-
talk one-on-one. That's about it.
yeah, but that's different. You're doing that in a work setting.
That's his work setting.
No, it's his stage. That's his stage.
Yeah, but
That's his stage.
It's his stage.
It's
for the
his show.
purpose- But
You
the purpose-
you can't tell him what to sing or say.
I didn't say you can't do it.
But that's what I'm
I didn't say
saying.
you can't do it. Now that I know he's going to do it, I don't go.
Okay, but it's not that it's wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong.
It's American.
I didn't say it was wrong. I didn't say he can't do it. I just said I
it's as
choose to not
American
go.
as it is.
That's and I'm American
Hey,
as it is to not go.
You can't just overlook it.
I don't want it.
Whether
I don't
you
like
agree
it.
or
Because I'm
disagree
trying to
with
get
it?
away from the politics. Because politics is a nasty thing, right? And so when you're hearing, to me, music is a beautiful thing. So now he's
So
blended
why
this.
didn't you come here and talk music with me for an hour instead of politics? Damn it! The hell you doing?
Yeah, I know.
I had to do this for
we got-
4 months with no sports. Now you brought it back for an hour
Listen,
here.
we went way off the rail. You're
Yeah.
probably never going to talk to me again.
You know, we haven't even talked about the Kentucky Derby, man.
The Derby's the Derby's gonna. There's a good horse in the Derby, but I can tell you, look, sports is different this year. Every single sport, the NHL, the
Everything's
NBA,
like bastardized.
It's all weird, and baseball. There's a million teams making the playoffs, and I don't
It's
know.
September. This thing was supposed to be run in May. You know?
Yeah,
By the way, Pat in Nashville says, Steve, you just did at work.
no, not to my employees.
Yeah,
Not to my employees.
he's right.
Not to my employees.
He's right.
You're right. I probably shouldn't be talking politics sitting here. I should be talking. We're open. We're open.
Probably. Yeah. In your position, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right,
All
so
right, man.
what's the hours for the weekend? So if folks want to come out here Saturday and Sunday.
We open at 9 a.m. Unfortunately, we've got to respond. We've got to close at 9:30 due to respecting the curfew. But come on out. It's a great time. We've still got the greatest slot machines. We've got the greatest staff.
And
It's all-
poker's not open yet?
Poker's
Or
open. Poker's open, and we're
Okay.
seven-handed.
Okay,
And we're
so
seven-handed this
seven-handed
weekend.
Poker. Okay. All right.
And
so
that's
there
a
you
good
go.
thing.
All right. Good stuff. Steve, as always, thank you, my
Alrighty.
brother.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.